Hey guys, and welcome to another Polymer clay tutorial. Today we are going to create the flying machine from Clash Royale. And I also screwed up in this video, but you will see what I mean. This is by far the most difficult tutorial I ever created, and it's because all of the mechanics inside of this cardboard tube. So let's begin. We need some Lego Technic as well. So here we go. We will create the flying machine from Clash Royale. I think I'm using very common pieces from Lego Technic. If you want to rebuild this creation, you need this characteristic gear wheels, of course, the small one I'm preparing right now, and also the bigger one, which is already in the tube. Here we go. It is all part of the function that the propeller is moving in the final creation. This tube is just perfect for our purpose. I was thinking of creating everything right out of polymer clay, but this would have been too difficult. I screwed up anyway, but yeah, you will see that in a few minutes. Let's start with clay. We are mixing this wooden characteristic look with this nice pattern inside as well. So wrap around the clay. Keep in mind that there should be a tiny hole, but we can also drill that later. This will be for the tiny gear wheel. You know that this flying machine was the winner of the last poll, and I was pretty looking forward to the end results of this poll. I kind of felt that the flying machine would be the big winner, as there was this challenge going on in Clash Royale about the flying machine. And till now I haven't seen a lot of flying machines, so I think there weren't a lot of winners in this challenge. So we all have to wait until the card is finally released in the game itself. We currently created the pattern inside the wood, just emphasizing the nice wooden pattern. And this is the big hole where the cannon will look out. So just place some black clay inside, just adding some tiny details for some scratches on the wood itself. It should look like as if the flying machine had seen a lot of fights. And now we will create the cannon. I'm using the same silver and also the same technique as I used for the cannon card. I will link that video in the description and also later in this tutorial in the end card. So here we go, just placing the cannon inside, and now we will create the rope which is around the flying machine, holding everything together that it isn't falling apart in tiny pieces. Just drill it just a tiny bit, that you get this typical look of a rope, and I'm even making some more patterns inside, and we can place it onto the plate. Keep one rope for later. Now we can go on. We will just cut another piece of this tube, and it should be as thick as the Lego Technic pieces I just showed you. Wrap around some aluminum foil, and we will wrap this whole piece into silver clay. This will be the top of the flying machine, where later will be the propeller attached. As it isn't round, we have to give it some corners, and I screwed it up. Just one first time, but there will be some more screwing in this video. Adding some more details, and here we go. The top part is finished, the same for the lower part of the flying machine. So just cut away another piece of the tube, and we need some brown clay, which is supposed to be just some wood. When I started with this tutorial, I thought I would create an easy flying machine. Maybe the propellers would be moving, but that's it. Well, and then I started creating, and there was this LEGO Technic box standing on the floor, and I thought I will give it a try. But this is how I all started. I started with some aluminum wire to create the pedals of the flying machine, and it didn't really work. But here we go, I will show you how far I got and why I screwed it up. But first, let's create the silver part of this lower flying machine part as well. I think it's just called cover for this part. Just creating some tiny details, and we will go on. This will be the part between the pedals. You know that from your bicycle. And I was thinking of a bicycle all the time while creating, and this helped me a lot. But, well, it didn't really work. This is the tiny wheel, and I will just stick the wire through. You only need just some aluminum foil so that it's still movable, that it can turn. Yep, so here we go, just placing right in position. And I thought this would work so great. I spent an hour on this part, I think. Still working. And for the pedals itself, we need we are also creating the same technique, just coating into brown clay with this tiny screw on it. And also for the other side as well, aluminum foil, clay, and the pedal is finished. Yeah, so what's next? We will create the tiny shoes. The tiny shoes of the human being which is sitting inside the flying machine. At least I assume there is a human being sitting inside. Maybe Supercell should talk about that. So this is just some more details on the shoes. And we will create the sole with a very dark brown. It almost looks like black, but it's a very dark brown I mixed. And this is the blue for the trousers itself. Just cut it in 2 pieces. And we will now work on the propeller itself. So this is the connection part in the middle, and these are the metallic pieces where the wooden planks are attached. I know in the game itself the flying machine has 2 rotor blades, and it's either red or blue, but I saw this picture which Supercell used for the announcement of this card, and I decided to make it colorless and 3 rotor blades. Now we are ready to go into the oven. Freshly baked flying machine, and we can start assembling this whole mess. We will start with this easy piece with the shoes, and we will just cut away the extra clay to get nice soles for these tiny shoes. Till now the mechanism is working, and I'm gluing the shoes onto the pedals, and I was still thinking I would finish this creation, but I needed some more time as it wasn't working that well. It didn't really move that smooth, and this is why I was screwed. It didn't really work as I thought it would work. This is why I brought in some LEGO Technic again. It was a real saver at this point of time because I was so frustrated, but we have to do some modifications on the pieces. No LEGO pieces were harmed in the making of this video. These are all professional LEGO stuntmen. Yeah, I had to do some modifications, I told you. And this is why we had to break some of the pieces, but now it's working, so it was worth the waste of the LEGO Technic pieces, and it even looks like very nice. Please don't tell me that there is a piece which looks like that. And we also need to cut away some more pieces and destroy them, but I will promise you it's really worth it. Just gluing the petals to the side. And this is why I love Lego and Lego Technic. It's just working. Here we go. It's running very smooth. There is no stopping. And I was pretty confident that I would finish this creation by time. Before we will focus on the top of the flying machine, I haven't forgotten the poll, so please participate, which should be the next tutorial, and please keep in mind that October will be all about new series. I will create a new character from a new series each week, and I'm very looking forward to that. I already got so many great ideas, but if you have any series or movie or mobile game in mind or whatsoever, please write it in the comments. I will read them and I will put them into one of the next polls in October as well. Now we will screw this hole again because we have to make this mechanism work again. And for that we need a special piece from our household. I assume there is a word for it. I just call it rubber band or rubber ring. Just put it into position and it is working. It is working. I am so relieved. We're gluing the top part onto the flying machine, and all we have to do, all is left, is the cannon and these propeller. So just stick it onto the top piece of Lego Technic, and it's also working. You don't believe how relieved I am. I am so happy. This drilling work on the cannon is just the cool down of a very complex and difficult tutorial. And glue it right into this black hole. And guys, finally, I guess that's it! The flying machine! Before this tutorial is over, please let me know what you think, write it down in the comments, and keep in mind that this was pretty difficult, so please don't be that hard on me. I have prepared 2 videos for you. This is the legendary arena with some electric and mechanics inside as well. And this is also a new card, the cannon card, so check that out as well. I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next week on Friday. Take care, bye!